Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
FBI agents Marcus and Kevin Copeland have been assigned to protect the heiresses to a multi-billion-dollar fortune. Now,
You don't actually think we're gonna go to the Hamptons looking like this?
to catch their kidnappers,
One more screw up and me and you are through. You know them girls ain't gonna be there? Oh, they'll be there.
they'll have to do the unthinkable.
Yo, what's up, money? You got a problem? Nah, yo, hold my poodle. Huh? Hold my poodle, dog.
Do you need help?
This is never gonna work.
First time, you're wearing the wrong underwear.
How long we gotta do this?
They're boldly going where no black man has gone before.
I don't see why I gotta go out with Mandingo. Cause if you don't, you're gonna blow our cover. But that don't mean I gotta go out with Buffy the White Girl Slayer.
I totally am captivated by your beauty.
Oh my God, is that a hangnail? Wait, gotta get in there and just suck that right out. Let's kick it old school.
I think you might have been black in a previous life.
For shizzle my nizzle.
White chicks.
Before we get into the scene by scene breakdown, I have to ask you a question. How many of you have seen the 2004 comedy classic, White Chicks? Produced, directed by, written by, starring the Wayans brothers, all of them. They're just one goddamn entity, chat. That's what happens. Lemon Roy, me! Chris Ayers, me, Dark Slayer, seen it. Yeah, Glee, seen it, never, Glee has seen it, D-Carlick's never seen it. A lot of people have seen it, only a couple people have not, but most of you have. Yes, Chad, I saw this film. Matter of fact, I think I saw this in the theater, and I don't remember a whole lot of the movie, and I think just because I pretty much just blocked it out. Even like back in the day, like that was like in the early 2000s, Chad, which I can still count like 2004's early 2000s. Like that's when I was still watching stuff like, you know, Austin Powers, and like Dude, Where's My Car, and Something About Mary. Like those are the comedies that Chris liked when he was dumb and naive, you know. And so I was all about that kind of stuff. Ingenuity, welcome to stream, and thank you for the 30 biddies. And so like those, it's like, hey, it's a dumb comedy, it'll appeal to me. I think we all went through that phase. Something like Adam Sandler movies back in the day. Like, you know, I mean, hey, Happy Gilmore's great. It's how a soft spot in my heart for like Billy Madison and Waterboy. But then after that's like, yeah. Then you had some of those other Austin Powers films. Like, they're all kind of mix and match together in my head, chat. But White Chicks, I just forgot about. And I had not seen it, really. I hadn't seen it since 2004 in the theaters. And so 16 goddamn years, chat. Matter of fact, there was rumors just last year that the Wayans brothers tried to develop a sequel to White Chicks. Even some of the original actors they were talking to, like Terry Crews, announced that, like, there's been talks about a White Chicks movie, but I guess it didn't come to fruition, Chad. Now would not be the best time to do a White Chicks movie. Not in this socio-political climate. I would avoid that. And frankly, I think the Wayans brothers, I mean, at this point, I got a question for you, chat. What happened to Shawn Wayans? What happened to Shawn Wayans? He just disappeared. I'm very confused. Ingenuity of another 50 biddies. Oh, chat, and with that 50 biddy donation, we shall do a movie pub, but after the review. Thank you, Ingenuity, and welcome again. Hope you're doing very well today. Because I think he's trying. Yeah, because I have not seen him. I mean, in over a decade, I think. I've not seen him over a decade. I know Marlon Wayans, because now it's just Marlon Wayans in films. Like he's doing it by himself, but he was like partnered with his brother. I mean, throughout like the 90s, chat. Like they did those parodies of like Menace to Society. They did the first two, right, scary movie films, which are arguably the best ones in the scary movie franchise. I think they just get worse as they go along. But those first two, I remember, like I like those first two movies. Those are fun. But if I watch them again, they'll probably be terrible. So I just don't want to anymore. Julian, welcome to the stream. But yeah, we just never see Shawn Wayans shit. And that's the thing. Like, I don't think we don't need a White Chicks movie. I don't think it deserves to get a sequel. And just in this climate right now, you can't make this film happen, chat. But back in the day, people love that racism, chat. It was funny. If you can make racism funny, we're all about that. They love it, and not like in a clever way. It's not like in a Tropic Thunder way where it's done tongue in cheek. It's like it has a point for what it's saying, like with the blackface in that film, or something like Marlon Brando's Mel Brooks. Blazing Saddles. Like, there's a point to it. It's to point out, like, how dumb these people are for being racist assholes. This movie is just assholes being racist. And just plain dumb, honestly, Chad. I can tell you. D. Carl, I was thinking of the Timothys. No, they should do it as we get rid of the Wayans Brothers. That'll be the final nail in the coffin. You are in movie jail forever. Well, didn't even Marlon Wayans say that he's not going to do any more of these movies? Isn't he, like, done? Because the thing is, like, I'll say this, Chad. Marlon Wayans, he has been in good films. He is a good actor, but he just chooses to do this generic garbage. I just don't understand it. I mean, no, I do. Because it's probably easy to make. It's a short shooting schedule. He gets a lot probably up front and on the back end. You know, I know he had, that Netflix film that probably made him a fucking mint. So I understand it. I do the same goddamn thing. Of course, should I sell out? Of course I'd sell out. Could have economic security for my entire life, for my kids' lives, probably my grandkids' lives. Yeah, I do it too. So I understand it. Of course, yeah, I remember that Mr. Coleman, Double Toast, he did a little petition for Marlon Wayans, stop making these movies. I guess it got to him. Sextuplets, that was it. I saw Sextuplets last year, so Darks there, I think, with the 15 biddies. Marlon got those W royalties. That must have been it. Yeah, I mean, they're still making royalties this day. They're doing fine, Chad. Still making money off of White Chicks. Still interest, chat, but like I said before, back in the day, people love that racism because this movie was a huge commercial hit. Not that much of a critical hit, chat. Got a ton of Razzie nominations, if that means anything. But listen, Razzies kind of mean nothing nowadays, but back in the day, it was like, oh, shit, like, oh, that's very cutting what they did. But so, like, here, I think it's deserved, in my opinion. Like, if I worked for the Razzie Academy, chat, if that's what it is, I would certainly have nominated this film in many categories. But it was a huge commercial hit, had a budget of $37 million, $113.1 million worldwide, so it made 3 times its budget. So they made a lot of money. Everyone involved made a lot of money, chat. No one was hurting. And I can say, Dark's another 5 minutes. Thank you. I meant Marlon got those Robin royalties. Oh, yeah, I got you. The Wayans Brothers are better than Scary Movie 1 and 2 than Living Color. And yeah, that's right, they did Living Color, which is great. And listen, I've not seen the Scary movies in a long time, but I remember liking 1 and 2. But after that, but again, if I watched them again today, I'd be like, Jesus Christ. Because that's the thing. Comedy is super subjective, and people's tastes in comedy change over time. Like, I remember when I saw Scary Movie 3 in the theaters, I was laughing my ass off when I was a dumb little kid. I saw that, I don't know, maybe like a decade later, I was like, ooh, this is terrible. Like in 2013 or something, like, wow, why would I ever laugh at this? The stuff like the Michael Jackson jokes and Charlie Sheen, it's like, no, it just doesn't work. So, yeah, everyone's taste in comedy, I think, goes through dramatic changes throughout their entire life. And the same with me. But people definitely did like this movie, chat. Huge commercial success, critically torn apart, but it didn't fucking matter. They all got their goddamn money. And the Wayans Brothers' names are all over this, chat. They did goddamn Keenen Ivory Wayans directed this, produced by the Wayans Brothers, screenplay by the Wayans Brothers, and 3 other screenwriters here. So they were just like coming up with jokes on the fucking fly. Because this is what this movie is, chat, really. I mean, I don't know. It's the kind of film where you have these 2 black men, where they are literally in whiteface, and they're doing the Valley Girl. It's a parody of, like, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, which, during the time, Chad, this was like I hate to use this word to describe it, the renaissance of reality television, and you had all those types of shows. And the Sean and Mike and Marlon Wayans, they were parodying Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, who had I forgot what their show was called, but that's what it is or whatever. And that's what all the jokes are. They're just doing Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie riffs, and you just have the actors having to react to them. You just see the goddamn shenanigans of the Wayans Brothers, them hopping around and screaming and hollering, squealing. No. It's not screaming, it's not hollering, it's squealing at each other. And I just have a low tolerance for that kind of shit. And it didn't help that the movie just fucking opened with that, chat. We're gonna get into the goddamn review right now, chat. So here we are, fucking White Chicks. Oh god, this is terrible. It opens up, chat, in a Bordeaux, in I don't know, fucking LA or something. I don't know. And we get these, you know, big, tough-looking Russian guys who are here to sell a product, chat. What are they selling? Is it drugs? We don't know. We're not so sure, but something is about to go fucking down. Darkstar, thank you for the so much shrieking. We're going to see it right now. And who do they see at the fucking counter, chat? Shawn Wayne's in brownface, chat. He is impersonating a Hispanic person, but just not impersonating a Hispanic person. I mean, he might as well just have a big fucking sombrero on. You know, I mean, anything that you would describe a typical, like a stereotypical Mexican or Hispanic person, he has it on, chat. And he's speaking fucking Spanish, not even Spanish yet, it's like Spanglish. It's just English with a really obnoxious Spanish accent. And he's like, basically he's asking these guys, did you bring the product because we got the money? It's like, well, we got it, but we want to make sure everything's okay. And fucking Shawn Wayans, he calls for goddamn Marlon Wayans. And if you thought Shawn Wayans was ridiculous, chat, Marlon Wayans just fucking comes out there, just squealing. He has fucking maracas too, because get it? He's Hispanic. They have maracas. Latino, Hispanic listeners, viewers, tell me, like, when you go to certain places, you bring your maracas, right? I mean, that's his go-to, I imagine. And so we just get these fucking ice cream salesmen, these Russian ice cream salesmen, chat, and they're just literally staring at Shawn and Marlon Wayans as they squeal and holler at each other in Spanglish. This goes on for like 2 minutes. They have a back and forth. It's obviously improv because the other actors literally don't know what to do, and the camera's always on the Wayans brothers. Eventually, after they're done squealing and hollering and being ethnic stereotypes, racial stereotypes, chat, they say, we got the money. And they're like, okay, let's fucking see the money, chat. And then they present it to the Russians. They're like, oh my god, this is even more than we expected. They fucking take that money. And they're about to leave, but it was a ruse, chat, because the Wayans brothers, they take off their racially offensive makeup and hair, and they drop the maracas, chat. Well, he throws one of the maracas at one of the Russian guys, boom, hits him in the goddamn head, he's dead. A maraca hits someone's head, chat, that's it. And they're like, freeze, because this is the drug buzz, chat. Oh, it was a total big reveal. And they proceed to beat the shit out of these Russian guys, chat, and they beat them, and they use the maracas to, you know, bang their heads and stuff. It's not funny at all. And they're like, whoa, we fucking did it. We didn't even need to call backup on our own. The police chief, or the FBI chief, chat, who is an angry black man, because you got to make everything stereotypical. He's gonna be so proud of us, chat. But then what happens? Oh no, before that. Let's go ahead and see what's in these goddamn containers. I bet it's a massive cocaine, and they take it open. Let's get a little taste of this product here, just a little smidgen. And he goes, it's like, wait, this is literally fucking ice cream. This isn't fucking buckets of cocaine. He's like, Russian man, what are you? He's like, I'm the fucking ice cream guy. I just sell you ice cream. And they're like, oh shit, we got the wrong guys. And then Chad, immediately after he says that, these other Russian guys walk in, and they see all this shit. They're like, that is fucking racist as hell. I see what you're doing here. I'm going to leave. And they take off with the goddamn cocaine, chat. It's a big fucking bamboozle. They fuck it up. And then, of course, you got the angry FBI, black FBI chief. He comes in there, and he is black, and he is mad, chat. He doesn't like what's happening. And he basically says, you guys have fucked up continuously over and over and over again, okay? I'm fucking sick of you. I mean, you are this close to being fired. This goddamn close. And they're disappointing each other, chat. Shawn and Marlon Wayans like, I mean, we'll fucking impress the chief the next day, okay? We're gonna get on a big case, and we're gonna show him just how smart we are. And so, Shawn Wayans, he goes home. We don't follow Shawn Wayans for this part of the movie. We do center on Marlon Wayans, and like a big part of his character is that he's married to this woman who is just constantly second-guessing him, lowering his self-esteem, always accusing him of cheating on her. He fucking works for the FBI. Let me tell you right now, Darks, I think of 5 goddamn biddies. He works for the FBI. That is a very difficult goddamn job, has weird hours. It's like a 60, 80-hour-a-week job, and she's constantly accusing him of sleeping with other women, which he is definitely not. Marlon Wayans isn't getting shit in this movie, except harassed by his wife. And he goes home, she's like, it's this kind of humor just like, I can't even laugh at this because it's so over-exaggerated that it just stops being funny. It's just like, this is just dumb. And where She is calculated, chat, the amount of time it takes him to leave the office and get home, which I guess is fucking 10 minutes. And she said, you had a 2-minute window. Were you cheating on me in that 2-minute window? I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I guess this is supposed to be the humor in the movie, chat. I guess this is what's supposed to be funny. He's like, no, I'm not. And he's trying to calm her down, but she's mad and she's sassy, chat. She's very sassy. Because that's, again, you wanna play every single racial stereotype that you can fucking hit in this movie. And boy, do they. They cover everything, Chad. Everything. You fucking name a racist stereotype, they got in this film. But even after that, after he's got his balls busted in by his wife, him and Marlon Wayans, him and Shawn Wayans, they go back to work. And the police chief, I'm going to call it the police chief, Chad. He's the FBI. No, he's the goddamn police chief now. I don't give a shit who works for the FBI. He is definitely the angry police chief. And he's doing a presentation. And we also introduced these 2 other FBI agents, chat. You've seen these actors before. Very prevalent in the mid to late 90s all the way up to like the late 2000s. Like, you've seen these character actors. I don't know their names. They play a role in this film. But they have like a shtick in where the one FBI agent, he's always saying, it's like, who would you rather sleep with? You know, Pam Anderson or Carmen Electra. It's like, but what if they both had a yeast infection? Like, that is the level of fucking humor that these guys provide in this film, and they're gross and weird, and I don't like them. Naya Brownie, welcome to stream. I hope you're doing very well. I'm doing very well. I'm not. I gotta talk about this goddamn movie. And so they're doing those jokes back and forth, and it's not funny at all. And fuck it, but the thing is, like, the police chief, he's saying, like, okay, guys, there's been a string of kidnappings for the last several months. These kidnappers have been attacking or kidnapping, profiling rich socialites of LA and around the world who are supposed to get like large fortunes later in life. And the next 2 people that so we think they're going to get hit, according to our sources, are the Wilson sisters, which again, parodies of Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, Chad, is what they are. And so we're going to put a task force on. We're going to keep track of them while they go to this benefit for this massive charity that they're going to take part in. Darkshire, get thank you for the 5 minis. Epstein Scouts. Man. yeah, I can see that. King DJ, welcome to stream. What's up, Chris? How is my night going? It's going okay. How's your night going? Oh my god. Yeah, we're talking about that Shears attack. Yeah. Talking about the reality, which is what this is a parody of. And so the angry black police chief, chat, he's asking them, it's like, okay, so we need someone to chauffeur the girls from the airport to their hotel so we can keep track of them. And like, no one wants to do it. And that chat, that's when the Wayans brothers bust in and say, Chief, whatever it is, we'll do it. And the chief goes like, fucking sure, okay, you got it. And so the Wayans brothers go to the airport, chat, to pick up the Wilson sisters. I don't know their names, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna remember their name. I think one's name is Brittany, and the other one is Tiffany, Megan, it doesn't matter. And so they pick them up, and it's just, I don't know. Like, this is a thankless role for these 2 actors. I mean, listen, they're beautiful. There's no doubt about that. But they have to play just those dumb, rich socialites that you saw in those reality televisions from the mid-2000s. That's what they're doing. Like, oh my God, it's like, oh Jesus, and they're making subtle, racist comments to the Wayans brothers constantly. It's like, oh, you guys are the help. Oh, it's so cute. Usually, you guys would like have your little Mater D outfits and your white gloves, but you know, I like what you're going. It's very modern. It's very chic. I love it. And that's what they do, Jeff. And they forced the Wayans brothers to carry all their white girl number 1 and white girl number 2. That's what they are, chat. And the Wayans brothers have to put all their goddamn luggage in the car. And Marlon Wayans, he's the lowest in the goddamn totem pole. And so it's like, no, you have to sit in back of the goddamn vehicle, Marlon Wayans, okay? You gotta sit all the way back there. You don't even get a seat. No, you sit there with the goddamn dog, and the dog is more a comfortable accommodation, chat. And he's pressed up against the fucking window, just looking forlorn and sad, chat, as Shawn Wayans dries off. That's what he does. I can't fucking believe it. Darkseid, thank you for the 5 minis. Luminescent, welcome to stream. Oh my god, I'm totally an airhead value. There's nothing wrong with that. Take our luggage, peasants. Yeah, they kind of say that. Or as a common phrase in this film, you beautiful chocolate man. They say that a lot. And so they're fucking driving, and the Wilson sisters are just being bratty as hell. They're freaking out about anything. And at one point, Shawn Wayans, he gets distracted because the goddamn Pomeranian jumps out of the car, and he grabs the leash, and this thing, it's like choking itself to death. It clearly just wanted to kill itself to get away from the Wilson sisters. I would too, Jeff. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Life is not worth living. Just jump off, let the car fucking explode, just roll around the goddamn ground till my body's just a mass of meat and water and blood and cartilage shit. It doesn't matter anymore. And so he's fucking, he saves the pupper, chat. The dog does live. The dog is fine. Dog goes through some trials, though, in this movie, chat, but the dog does come out on top. I can assure you of that. No dog death, no pupper death in this movie. It's not like the goddamn Last of Us Part 2. And so he saves it, but, he almost hits another car, chat. He hits like a guardrail or some shit. Everyone's pretty much okay. Marlon Wayans gets fucked up, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. And the Wilson sisters, one, like, busts her lip, and the other one, like, cuts her nose, and they fucking flip the fuck out because they don't want to be seen out in public. Like, they have to have these perfect facades, chat. And if they reveal that this facade is in any way damaged, they'll be the talk of the town, the most negative talk of the town. And so they get in the hotel, and we're gonna fucking contact your boss and tell him what you did. And it's like, no, don't do that. You know what? If you do that, then people know that you were injured and shit. And they're like, oh my God, you're right. And he's like, hey, listen, why don't you just stay at the hotel? You recover, and we'll talk to our boss. Everything will be fine. These fucking two, they're just airheads. They don't know any better. They're like, that sounds great! And so they stay there, chat. And then the Wayans brothers, Shawn Wayans, his idea is like, okay, let's just impersonate them, and then we can crack the case. But then Marlon says, we can't impersonate them. We are black men. We can't become white chicks. And Shawn Wayans like, oh, you think that, don't you? But with the power of movie magic, we can indeed become white chicks. And so they just get the entire resources of the, like, big plot hole, chat, nothing matters, but the entire resources of the FBI at their disposal, chat, and they hire a special effects and makeup team to make them white chicks. Literally, you see the whole process. It's kind of like a shitty version of the Mrs. Doubtfire transformation scene, which I love in that movie. Mrs. Doubtfire, an amazing comedy, chat. Like one of my favorite Robin Williams movies of all time. One of my favorite comedies of all time. It's like the shitty version of that. And so what they make these hideous fucking ghoulish masks for them, chat. They just look like, yeah, if I touch that, that just doesn't look at a distance. That doesn't look real. I don't know what the fuck that is coming at me. That's not a real person. That's not a real human being. That's a fucking schmeagle. That's a very large schmeagle with boobs, and I don't like it. I don't like it, chat. Darkstar, take another 5 minutes through the power of rasses and anything's possible. Hello, everyone. A nice show yesterday. No, good to see you, Nori. I laughed so hard on Last of Us 2. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, rich alien. Wow. Wow. Mauricio's. That's what Cargill said. Rich alien burn victims. Yeah. That's an apt description for them. But they do this whole transformation for them. They have the blonde hair. They totally spray their entire bodies white. And then we see them in all their glory, chat. And the thing is, it's just like, I guess it's supposed to look bad. That's the purpose. But they're just unsettling to look at. They're not pleasant. And they also, what doesn't work. The thing that really kills it, though, is the eyes, chat. They have those weird, dead-eyed, blued contact lenses. It's like there's like no soul. Like when you look at them, there's no soul behind those eyes. It's just fucking death and sadness. That's all it is. It's looking at a goddamn shark's eyes, chat. That's what, like a fish eyes. That's what they're wearing. Honestly, it reminds me of Robert De Niro's contact lenses from The Irishman. It's like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look real to me. And they're fucking impersonating the sisters, chat, and they go to the Hamptons Hotel, the two of them, and they're acting awkward because they have to learn to walk. It's all the shit you would expect. They have to learn to walk in high heels. They have to learn to have a G-string and wear a skirt, like everything you can imagine. They cover it, chat. Not only do they cover it, but they cover it over and over and over and over and over again in various different scenes and scenarios. But it's the same fucking joke every time. Like, women's clothes, what they are, the women's clothes can be very uncomfortable. Yeah, but it's just so repetitive that I'm like, okay, I don't need this. And so eventually they get to the fucking Mater D's table, chat. And that's one of the FBI guys who was always harassing them, chat. One of the two creepy guys was always asking the questions about who you rather fuck. You know, all that shit. And they fuck with this guy constantly, like, because they become so awkward in these women's clothes, are knocking shit over, and he's just like, this guy's just flummoxed. He's like, oh, I mean, if I could just see some ID, ladies, I can get you 2 rooms. They're like, ID? You don't know who we are? And I'm gonna have a BF. It's a bitch fit, chat. They're just about to have a fucking conniption, but it's called a bitch fit. And it's okay though, because the angry black police chief has shown up, chat. And he takes the one creepy guy by the shoulder. He's like, don't worry. No, I'm glad I know who these two are. These are the Wilson sisters. Don't worry, ladies. We're going to make sure that you're going to be safe. And you're like, oh, thank you. You know, you're so sweet. You know what? Fucking Brittany, who does he look like? He's like, he looks like a very thick Denzel Washington. She's like, oh, yes, I have gotten that before. The other guy's like, fucking thick Denzel Washington. And then they make various other racial references like, you are a beautiful chocolate man. You're like an Easter bunny, except you're like a chocolate man instead. It's like that kind of shit. I'm like, oh my God. So eventually they walk off. And the fucking, I feel sorry for the actor who had to play the angry police chief. Not only is he already playing a stereotype, chat, but he's getting shit like that thrown in his direction. He probably had to do that scene over and over again. Probably had various variations of that goddamn dialogue. It's just like, to get this, like, always in your face. And we'll get to goddamn Terry Crews, because the shit they say to him, I don't know what his opinion is of this movie, but if I was Terry Crews, I'd be very upset. I would be like, you will not say that to me, all right? We gotta rewrite this goddamn dialogue right fucking now, but we'll get to it. And so they're walking away, chat, but then, these 3 girls whose names I don't know. I don't remember them. I don't know. I don't know what their names are. Lisa Anderson, Lisa, Karen, and Tori. I'm not gonna remember them, but they fucking recognize the Wilson sisters, and like, oh my God, you guys, it's so good to see you. But of course, Marlon Wayne, the Wayans brothers, they don't know who the fuck they are. Like, oh, it's so good to see you. And they have like a bit of an awkward conversation, but they get on the same page. And like, listen, we're going to take you to the little prenup party so you can be introduced to all the most popular people in the Hamptons. Like, we just want to go to our rooms. They're like, no, you got to come with us. And so the fucking Wayne's like, fuck. And so they're dragged out there, chat, and they see all the schmoozes and the big people of the Hamptons. There's cameos in here. I don't know any cameos. It doesn't fucking matter. But eventually, again, awkward conversations ensue. You get one of the Shawn Wayans. He sees this very attractive woman, and he's like, fuck the mission. I'm going to go over and talk to her, because you always have that in a film like this. He goes over to talk, but he forgets that he's in the makeup, and so he's talking like Shawn Wayans at one point. But he quickly corrects himself, and apparently this woman has been trying to land a big interview with the Wilson sisters, and he's like, wow, that's great. We can meet up soon. Let's absolutely sit down for an interview. She's like, wonderful. But Shawn Wayans, he's like, again, and oh God, I'm like, the movie's gonna do this, isn't it? They're gonna set up this relationship that's built on fucking lies. It is a foundation of lies and deceit, chat, and racism, and she's gonna fall for him no matter what at the end. I hate that kind of shit. If I was that Republican, like, no, fuck you. You're a horrible human being, but we're not gonna do that. Then we cut back to Marlon Wayans. We're also introduced to like the evil version of like Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton. They're the Vanderbilt sisters. I don't know, the Vanderbilt sisters? It doesn't matter, chat. And they're very mean to everyone who's not them. Their dad is the father. Their dad is the dad from Home Alone, the McAllisters. That's their new name, Chad. It's the McAllisters. Like, that dad, and he fucking divorced the wife after, Kevin's shenanigans. Like, Kevin obviously became a serial killer towards the, at the end of Home Alone 2. And he's like, fuck this. I'm gonna take all my goddamn money. Like, there's too many kids in this fucking house. I'm done. I'm gonna take my money, gonna move to LA, start a new life, but he fucking lost it all, Check it. He's a moron. And yeah, he had 2 new daughters, and they're just as evil and sociopathic as Kevin McAllister is. And so the McAllister sisters, they're always talking shit to everyone who's not them. So you get, okay, there's a bit of a negative dynamic between everybody. Eventually, chat, we got to set up another joke. And so Marlon Wayans, we learn early in the film that he is very lactose intolerant. And so, of course, what he does now is eat a ton of fucking cheesecake treats and goddamn quiche like an idiot. Josh, the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, my friend. Congratulations, Cario Median. Robert Smalls, you're killing me, Smalls. Betty Boop. Page Girl 34 and Star. Give it congratulations, guys. You're on the promos are 5 new minutes along with ad-free viewing. Welcome, Josh. Let me raise my glass to you. May the wings of liberty and endless feather, you're shaking the pillars of heaven today, my friend. Thank you so much. Oh, chat. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's an evil version. It's like the McAllister sisters. They're evil. Just like Kevin, Chat. Keg, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well. Jay Cuz, good to see you. No, chat. No, seriously. Thank you so much, Josh, for the gifted subs. Enjoy those emotes and enjoy those ad-free views, or ad-free viewing, chat. In Soul Plane was lactose intolerance. In this movie, it's lactose. Yeah, it's the same fucking thing. I don't get it. That's just a popular joke. We'll get to what happens next. You can imagine what's gonna happen next. You know what's gonna happen. Oh, chat. But no, thank you again, my friend. So he eats all this quiche because he doesn't know that quiche is also made of dairy products, and he gets the bubbly guts. Shit, he's like, ladies, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. He's like, oh, we'll join you, because I guess women all have to go to the bathroom together, and so they go there, chat, and they're talking. The one girl who actually is she's very, very pretty. I forgot what the actress's name is. Was it Lisa? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I know that Dexter's sister is one of the two girls in this trio of friends. The other one, the other two I'm not too familiar with, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. And one of them wants to date the boyfriend of one of the McAllister sisters, I think. It doesn't matter. And so while they're having this conversation, chat, Marlon Wayans is just blowing his asshole out, chat. Making all the weird faces. His legs are contracting, chat. I mean, just massive amounts of diarrhea, chat. Like, liters of diarrhea are just coming, like, shooting out of his asshole, and we are paying witness to it. And the girls are like, we're just gonna leave you in here, honey, everything's okay. And they fucking leave, and he continues to blow his asshole out, chat. Eventually, he gets out of there, he comes out. Fucking McAllister dad introduces himself again to the Wilson sisters or something. He's like, hey, I'm the dad from Home Alone. That's pretty much it, chat. He's the villain at the end of the movie, spoiler. It doesn't matter. And then, but fun chat, who enters the movie next? Fucking Terry Crews. And we get, I think, arguably one of the most offensive scenes in this film. Might be the most offensive. And like Terry Crews, his whole character is, he's a sports star, and he's obsessed with white girls. Like, that's his thing. He doesn't like the chocolate, chat. He likes that white chocolate, as he states in the movie, okay? That's not me. That's what he states. He has, like, his little toady friend. And it's fucked up, chat. Like, his little toady friend finds white girls for him to take back to his mansion, chat, in L.A. And we'll get to some of the fucked up shit that Terry... I mean, he brings it on himself, but it's like, ooh, this has not aged well for these times. Not only is it racist, chat, but it's incredibly sexist and misogynistic. Thank you, Nurse Slayer, for the 5 Bs. You should be crapping his intestine. He might as well have. I think he did. But he's into the white girls chat, and he sees Marlon Wayans as one of the sisters, and he is just fucking flummoxed. He just can't believe what he sees. As he says, chat, a white girl with a black girl's ass. He's like, hell yeah, chat, because fucking Marlon Wayans, he's thick. He's dummy thick. And he goes over there, chat, and he slaps her ass. And I'm like, okay, can't do this now. Slaps her ass. And he says some misogynistic line, and then fucking Marlon Wayans comes, excuse me, King Kong. So already, chat, you're this very large black man, you're calling him a monkey, calling him a literal gorilla, like the giant ape kaiju, chat, King Kong. But oh, no, it gets worse. And she... God damn it. And he says, why don't you swing out of here, go ahead and climb up the goddamn Empire State Building and beat on your big monkey chest and leave me alone. That's what he says. And listen, Terry, I don't know how Terry Crews feels about this movie now. Like, he only said a few years ago that they're working on White Chicks too, but it's like, my God. And the thing is, it's like, he takes that from, I guess, it's not really a white person, but a person he might as well think is white. And he just constantly takes that. And I'm like, I mean, he's a piece of shit already, but it's like, all right, this is all, it's not even real. None of this is real, chat. It's all fucked up. That's where at this point, it's like, I don't give a shit what happens to anybody. That's when you just check out of the movie with shit like, that's supposed to be the jokes. You called him a fucking King Kong. Why don't you swing out of here and beat on your big old monkey chest? I just cannot believe it. But that's his fun. That's his part of the game, man. That's a part of his fun. He might as well be. He's like, he literally is. He is very much the Jeffrey Epstein of this movie. He's just fucking creepy as hell. The stuff that he does in this film, but he's all about it. And eventually, the girl's like, okay, we're gonna go back to our rooms, because now they're gonna have not the reception, but I guess they're gonna have like another part of the auction, not auction, what the fuck, the charity event. There's another event later in the night, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna go back to our rooms and rest, because they want to get all that fucking clothes. But the girl's like, no, you need like a new dress, you need like new clothes for this big shindig we're gonna throw. And they're like, we don't know, we want to do this. Like, no, come with us. And so, chat, we get again jokes of like the Wayans brothers. They don't know the specific music, the white girl music, but when the hip hop comes on, they're all hipping and hopping, chat. They're saying the N-word. They get their trio of white girl friends to say the N-word as well. I'm like, this is not good. Not aged well. Eventually they go back to the they go to the, I don't know, some fucking clothing store, and we get a scene of, because they are bigger girls, they're like, they got a lot of junk in the trunk, they struggle to put on the clothes, and that's what it is. There's one scene where Marlon Wayans, he can't put on a shirt, and his wife calls him because she's fucking insane, and he's like, I'm sorry, babe, I'm on a mission right now. But then the fucking one of the assistants at the store comes in. He's like, oh my God, is that a little too tight for you? I know you're a little on the bigger size, but we can fit you right in here. Basically making a reference that Marlon Wayans is having sex at the moment, and he can't fit himself inside the woman, okay? And that's what the wife is assuming, Chad. And so this is all going on. We hear various, squeals and grunts and shit until she hangs up. She's disgusted. She's got her girlfriend in the background. She's like, I told you, he's cheating on you. And that's a subplot in the movie that comes to fruition later on. It doesn't matter. Eventually, they get I don't know what happens. That's the other thing. So Shawn Wayans is helping one of the other girls find a nice dress. Dexter's sister from Dexter. I think her name is Janice Carpenter. I forget her name. It doesn't matter what her name is. He's like, he's watching her, again, creepy as fuck, watching her constantly undress, chat. You see her ass, you see her boobs and everything. He's just like the entire time being a creeper. And she goes like, what do you think? And he's like, that is really sexy. And then she starts screeching, hollering, and squealing that, and she's morbidly obese and fat, even though she's obviously not. She looks amazing. And it's like, this is not a good body positivity movie. And then he's like, oh my God, it's okay. And he's constantly going back and forth to bring her new clothes, but she's constantly like, oh, you're not going to make me look worse. Why do you hate me? It's like, I don't hate you. That's what he does. Eventually, Marlon Wayans comes out of the fucking dress booth, chat, and he's all contorted and deformed looking because he can't fucking breathe or move in this leather contraption they put him in. It's like, might as well be fucking bondage material, chat, they have him wrapped up into. Thank you, Dark Slayer. Jennifer Carpenter, thank you, Dark Slayer. And so he waddles out, chat, and it's like, honey, just breathe, it's okay. And he's like, and then all fucking rips apart. And it's like, oh, it's so funny. And the assistant in the store is like, why not a nice dress? And so they fucking get him a dress. And eventually, chat, we go to the shindig at night where, everyone's having a good time, everyone's drinking, eating good food. But the Wilson sisters, fucking Wayans brothers, and their three friends, they're all the way at the back. Because the fucking McAllister sisters are like, they're talking shit, and they want them to suffer the entire night. Christian, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the host. Hope you're doing very well. And so, everyone's upset about this whole thing that's happening. Fuck, who comes over? Oh, yeah, the reporter lady from earlier who Shawn Wayans was creepily hitting on. She comes over. She's like, I just want to talk to you. And, they have a discussion, and it's like, how, it's like, what's going on? It's like, so terrible, because what they're doing, chat, they're doing a charity auction. So they're literally auctioning off women for dates with creepy old guys. Man, Jeffrey Epstein be all about this. He'd be like, oh, it's a fucking smorgasbord, a smorgasbord. That's what they're doing, chat. And one of I guess Shawn Wayans is saying, this kind of thing is so terrible. It's so disrespectful to women. But then I guess one of the fucking Wilson sisters somehow entered, and that's Marlon Wayans, chat. And they fucking get him up there, and he's being auctioned off by one of the McAllisters. Feed man, thank you for the host, and welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And the McAllister sister, she's saying very mean things like, let's start the bidding at $4. And he's like, all right, fuck you, bitch. But Chad, who's in the audience? Goddamn Terry Crews. And he wants a piece of that white chocolate. And he's like, fucking $5,000. And he's like, oh, God, no. And then Shawn Wayne's in the crowd, and he's doing some fucked up shit. He's basically yelling, he's like, $5,000. And he grabs like a man's ass. He goes, oh, hey. And he's like, oh, $5,000. He grabs another man by the fucking junk chat, just pulls. He's like, oh, $10,000. And to the point where it goes on until Terry Crews says $50,000 for that piece of white ass. And he's like, oh, God, no. And so there we go, chat. Oh, Marlon Wayans will have to go on a date with Terry Crews. And will it be funny? No. Will it be sweet? No. Will it be appropriate? No. None of those things. None of the above, chat. And so that happened. I think we cut to like I don't know what happens in between. But then we are at like the next day, and then we're all at the goddamn beach. Thank you, Darkseid, for the 5 minutes. These auctions they're so cringy, man. It's like I mean, they're different in terms of like how they work, but they have the similar type of cringe like those beauty pageants for like little kids, like those toddlers. I'm like, this is fucked up. Like, you have these little girls who are like, might as well be between the like ages of like 5 and 10, if not younger, and you have them wearing this revealing clothing. It's like, this is disgusting. Like, I just do not like that. And movie's like, I don't go fuck. And so eventually they go to the fucking beach, chat. Not a good looking beach, by the way. I don't know where they filmed this, but this beach does not look good. I don't know what LA beaches look like, but I don't know if this is filmed in LA, but it was a shitty looking beach. I just noticed. And so they're all fucking about to go there. But Shawn Wayans, he sees the sexy reporter lady from earlier, and he's like, I'm going to go change into my, not white face and talk to her as, as myself, but not really, because he has to lie more. He's got to keep the foundation building on all those lies. And the fucking McAllister sisters, they get one of their dude bro boyfriends to throw like a football, and it fucking ruins the little spot. They get sprayed of like alcohol and like soda water and shit. It doesn't matter. And then like Shawn Wayans, he grabs the goddamn football, he chucks it at the one dude bro, fucking breaks his goddamn neck, paralyzed for life, Chip, paralyzed for life, which is all had a good outcome at the very least. He changes into his non-white face. He goes over to talk to the girl. He also convinces some kids to pretend he's someone else. Like, I'll give you $5 if you come up to me and ask for my autograph or something. And so he's trying to impress her, chat. And you honestly, I mean, first of all, this reporter lady is absolutely terrible at her job if she cannot read bullshit on this guy, because he's fucking stumbling over. It's that prototypical, like, oh, meet cute, like, I'm so awkward, but in a way, the other character finds that charming, because in the real world, chat, you would not. You'd be like, this guy's fucking weird. I'm gonna get the hell out of here before he does something to me. I hope I have some fucking witnesses out here, but of course, she agrees. Of course I'll go on a date with you tonight. You seem so charming and real. You seem so real and authentic. He goes, that's just, they call me Mr. Authenticity. So he's happy about that, chat. Eventually cut back to the beach. And Marlon Wayans, well, he's trying to get some relaxation here. It's like, I gotta do that. But then fucking who comes out of the goddamn a hotel, chat? Terry Crews, who is wearing nothing but a Speedo, chat. Rippling physique, rippling muscles, covered head to toe in sweat and baby oil, chat. This man is glistening in that sun. And he fucking just waddles on over, struts on over, chat. And he is right, his fucking crotch, his taint, chat, is right above Marlon Wayans' heads. And he's like, what the hell is that? It's like there's something blocking the sun. All he sees, chat, is fucking Terry Crews' big, giant schlong staring down him. He's like, oh my God. And he's like, hi there, white chocolate. He's like, oh God, no. He's like, listen, I bought you for $50,000. And so you're obligated. No, you have to. You are mandated to go on a date with me tonight. I already set up reservations at this restaurant. He goes, oh, fuck me, oh God. So he's got to go on the date. Darkseid in the 5 minutes, what a beautiful chocolate man. That's what they constantly say. And he is. And so eventually, we got to, stupid. The Wayans brothers, they're like, okay, so I have to go on this date with Terry Crews to keep up the facade. But Shawn Wayans is like, but I want to go on this date with this other person. So what I'm going to do is, you go on the date, I'm going to take his car and also his keys, and I'm going to go to his house, and I'm going to pretend to be this guy. And so like, what? You think that's a good plan? And apparently Shawn Wayans does. And Marlon Wayans is like, just goes along with it, chat. Because he always does. He always goes along with Shawn Wayans' goddamn plans. And so fucking, what the hell is it? Terry Crews picks up Marlon Wayans, and Marlon Wayans, like, he starts to fuck with him a little bit. And so he puts on like music, but of course Terry Crews is all about it. Like he doesn't like the hippity hop chat, but oh boy, does he love that pop rock. That's what he's all about. And so they fucking listen to that as they go to the restaurant. They eventually get to the restaurant, and Shawn Wayne's how does this guy get it sneaking the shit, Jack? Because he's being the goddamn valet. And he's saying like, all right, listen, so fucking call me when you guys are about to leave so I can end my date and I'll bring back the car and no one will be the wiser. I think that's bullshit. That's what's going to happen. And so he takes the keys, Chad, and he drives to pick up the sex reporter lady, whose name I don't recall. I don't think she even has a name. And then we get to one of the most awful and cringy sections of the film, chat, where we have the date with Marlon Wayans and Terry Crews. And Terry Crews is just being weird and creepy, and he's doing the whole, misogynistic thing where he's ordering on behalf of Marlon Wayans, like not letting her have a choice or anything, chat. He orders fucking champagne and oysters. And so we get a joke about, the taste of something. And he's like, ooh, and like he's fucking, oh my God, chat. He's literally sucking on these oysters and like using his tongue in various ways to showcase his skills, chat. And Marlon Wayans is just like, my God, I don't want to be here. And eventually he's like, oh, because I think Terry Crews, oh, sorry. I have a big tongue. And he just sticks out his tongue. He's like, it's so hard to control. Marlon's like, oh God, no. His Chris's music taste. He does, Liz Venture, he does. And eventually, after he's done eating his oysters, chat, and showcasing his ton abilities, he's gonna order this meal. It's like, I'm gonna have the fucking fish or whatever, of course. He's like, and I think she'll have a salad. And Marlon Wayans goes, the fuck I will. No, I want the goddamn steak smothered in onions. I want French fries with extra vinegar. I want a side of onion rings, and I want the pasta too. He's like, oh Jesus. And then throughout the dinner, chat, he's just eating all this fucking food and just getting fat and bloated, burping, belching, farting the entire, like all that shit, what you expect in a Wayans Brothers film. At a point where he just like, fuck it. He just like unbuckles his pants, shows his giant engorged gut. But Terry Crews, he's got a bit of a fat fetish, chat. A bit of a stuffing fetish, because he sees it like, oh my God, you're even sexier than I could ever imagine. And eventually, like right before he gets into Marlon Wayans' personal space, about to use that fucking tongue, chat, which he showcased earlier minutes ago, fucking Marlon Wayans just goes, just lets one loose, and Terry goes, oh, girl, that was pungent. But you and me are gonna get along very well, because he also has a farting fetish, chat, and he just starts ripping ass through the next 5 goddamn minutes. Everyone in the restaurant is just puking and just going, oh my God, he's fucking giggling. Terry Crews is just giggling as he's ripping his ass apart, chat. And it's terrible. Eventually, we cut to Shawn Wayans, and it gets another dumb scene with him tripping over himself. He gets in the house. He doesn't know what anything where it is in the house, because it's not his house. He also fucks up the driving, too. We see this giant portrait of again, Terry Crews in his birthday suit, chat, with just a little bit of a bearskin rug covering the nether regions, chat, just covering the taint. And the reporter's like, who the hell's that? He's like, oh, that's my personal trainer. Like, I had this giant fucking portrait, this 70-inch portrait for inspiration. And she goes, sure you do. Eventually, he finds some goddamn wine for them to drink, but then there's a fucking dog that literally attacks him and fucks him up, and it's not funny. It's not funny. Eventually, he locks the dog inside. She's about to fucking leave. She's like, okay, fuck this place. This is a goddamn house of horrors. I'm leaving. He's like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. And for whatever reason, chat, because she has no survival instinct, she says, you know what? I'm sure everything's gonna be fine now. They fucking start drinking. They have a conversation about, oh, I don't like phony people, like what he absolutely is, and they fucking get this again. Everything's built on lies, the foundation of lies, chat. And he's like, all right, time for the sex. And he starts, smooching on her. Like, and she reciprocates it. But again, it's all facade at the same time, which is terrible. But chat, all the sexy time's interrupted because Marlon Wayans is calling. He's like, you gotta get me the fuck out of here, Shawn, okay? God damn it. And it's like, this guy is creepy as all hell, and he's been farting for the goddamn 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes been farting. You gotta get me out of here. He's like, oh, fine. And so he drops the sex reporter lady off, chat. And he brings back the car. And fucking Terry Crews has the bride. Oh, that's the thing. I think they run into the girls again. They're like, oh, we got to go to this club. You got to come with us. Because they're in the white face again. They're like, oh, let's go to the club. And Terry Crews wants to join them too. And so they all go to the club chat, they get all their drinks, and then Terry Crews continuously proves that he is just a creepy son of a bitch in this movie. He goes ahead and talks to one of the dude bros chat, who's just fucking been taking ecstasy all night, and he's just fucking humping women who do not want his sexual advances. They make it known they do not want that. And he says, listen, Terry Crews, how has Brittany been, or whatever the names of the characters are? And he goes, she's a tough nut to crack. And he's like, really, man? Oh, man, she's fucking easy with capital E. Here you go, buddy. I know it will loosen her up. Loosen those folds up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he fucking gives him a goddamn roofie, chat. Gives him a goddamn roofie. And he's like, just give this to her, and she'll be all yours. Like, this is not... I know, Terry Crews, how ironic, I know. This gives her the fucking roofie. It's like, oh, don't worry, you give her this, she'll be all yours. He goes, you sure this will work? He's like, oh, hell yeah, man. I'm like, I just had 3. And it's like, okay. And so he fucking spikes the one drink, and he gets apple teenies. He brings it back to Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans, though, as a police officer, as an FBI agent, he's like, that drink was fucking roofied, you asshole, you piece of shit. And he said, it's not even funny, but, what was it? Oh yeah, because he's like, Terry Crews, Britney Spears over there. It's like, where? Like, Britney Spears, the ultimate white chocolate. So he reverses the drink, pulls a goddamn Princess Bride on him, chat. He fucking downs a drink, he's getting roofied all goddamn night. But during the club chat, we also learn that the McAllister sisters are here too. And, like, they will not allow the Wilson sisters or their friends or their black friend Terry Crews have any fun. They will not stand for it. And so we want to have a dance battle. Also, chat, I forgot one scene earlier. They did have an insult off. They did have a insult off earlier in the movie during their first introduction. I forgot about this. And it has there's one funny moment in this movie. And it's about your mama jokes. Your mama's so fat, etc., etc. And I will admit, the Marlon Wayans or Shawn Wayans, whichever of them said it, they had a fucking zinger in there. And it was, your mama's so old, her breast milk comes out like fucking powder. And I don't know how he fucking got it, chat, but he had like a fucking handful of butter and just came out of his hand. I'm like, that was legitimately funny. I'm going to give the movie that. Chat. Like, that was actually a really funny joke, and it was so unexpected, I did laugh out loud. That was pretty good. It is a yo mama joke, and it's low-hanging goddamn fruit, but I was like, okay, you made me laugh there. Yeah, one for you, Wayans brothers. One, but out of hundreds of misses throughout this entire film. And so eventually, the McAllister sisters, they're fucking with the one friend of the Wilson sisters who wants to date the one dude bro guy, the really cute one. And she's like, fuck it, no, we're going to show those bitches what we got. We're going to dance off. And they do dance moves, and the fucking McAllister sisters kind of have a one-up on them, I guess. And they'll see the trio friends like, oh, okay, guys, well, it didn't work. We got to leave. But the fucking waiter was like, hell no, we're not leaving. And then they do the goddamn break dancing chant, the hippity hop dance, and all that you would expect. Everyone's like, whoa, these girls are tight, and all that shit. Everyone's freaking out. And to the Wilson sisters, they're so embarrassed, and they run away in exile, chat. They just, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Then everyone's like, yay! Everyone's happy. But the fucking one dude bro, he leaves with the other girl, and fucking the sad friend, she just wants to drink, and she starts vomiting. And so they take her to the bathroom so she can vomit, chat. I will admit, they're being very nice to this girl, the Wayans brothers. And we have a big relationship. We learn something. It's like, we learn that through this one girl, I guess fucking Judy or Lisa or Karen, I don't know, it doesn't matter, that her father has been giving loans to the McAllister family, because the McAllister family, they've like fucked up on this big deal, and they're basically broke. And like they have no money, and they just recently paid back all the loans. And it's like, if anyone would know about that, then they wouldn't be shit. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. Interesting, because the whole thing is they know that a specific wealthy person has been staging these kidnappings for the last several months, but they just don't know who. And it's like, whoa, maybe it's this guy. Maybe it's fucking Kevin McAllister's dad from Home Alone who's been staging these kidnappings. That must be the guy. Not like the other person we've been trailing for the past like year and a half. Like, no. It must be Kevin McAllister's dad. And so eventually, after all this, they go back to the hotel or whatever, And they're doing stuff. But then fucking Marlon Wayans' wife, she's coming on over, chat. Because she wants to get down the bottom of this shit. Like, is this an actual FBI operation? Or is Marlon Wayans cheating on her with somebody else? Because she heard all about that stuff in the dressing room. She doesn't know what's going on. So she takes her friend in there, chat. And it's like, oh no, it's a big kerfuffle. Because when Marlon Wayans opens the goddamn door, who does he, like, he's out of the makeup and everything, out of the white face mask, but it's his wife. And she wants to come on in, and Shawn Wayans is not taking off the makeup at all, chat. He still looks like a very curvaceous white woman. And so she comes in, we get a fucking, Bugs Bunny, Scooby-Doo-esque cartoon segment where they're hopping in and out of rooms and everything, and Shawn Wayans, he's just about to sneak out of the room, chat, but he forgot about the surprise best friend, and the surprise best friend says, I fucking got her, she's here, and they start wrestling, chat. But then Marlon Wayans' wife comes in, she goes, how could you do this to me, Marlon? He's like, no, that's like, if I would have been in there, chat, I would have said, like, hey, no, I'm actually, it's makeup and shit, I'm not this person, I'm his goddamn brother, you know who I am, but she doesn't do it because you gotta set up a faux goddamn conflict, chat. So she fucking runs away, she's sad. Eventually, chat, we cut down. Oh, that's the other thing, too. So the Wilson sisters, the real Wilson sisters, they were still at the hotel, I don't know, across the goddamn street or something. They are reading a newspaper, which, bullshit, they definitely wouldn't be reading a newspaper. And, maybe they would be, I don't know. And they see that they see themselves on the 6th page of the paper talking about how the Wilson sisters brought everyone together in the nightclub to have like a great dance party. And they're like, well, it's amazing. But then one of them says, but wait a minute, we weren't at the dance club last night. We've been here the whole time. And they're like, oh my God, we've been cloned, because they're idiots. And eventually they go to the hotel. And, they're stopped by the 2 other FBI guys who are fucking creepy as hell, always doing the weird sexist jokes. And these guys have eventually figured out that the Wilson sisters aren't actually the Wilson sisters, they're probably the Wayans brothers. And like, okay. And they fucking mistake the actual Wilson sisters for the Wayans brothers, and they fucking take them in, they arrest them, chat, and they bring them to the angry police chief. And they said, Chief, we got something to show you. He's like, you brought me the Wilson sisters, what the fuck are you doing? You're endangering this entire operation. And I was like, oh, you think so? You think so, Chief? But what if I did this? And he starts trying to rip off her wig, chat, but it's her actual hair. The other one goes like, well, I guess it's on there pretty tight, but you can't fake these, sir. And he grabs her fucking chest and rips down her top, and you see the bazingas. And when he goes, wow, look at those bazungas. And then the lady's like, well, and then the other guy goes, because he has to top him, he's like, well, those may look realistic, I don't know how they did that, but you definitely can't fake this. And he grabs her skirt, chat, and underwear and pulls that down, and she goes, oh, and everyone's going, whoa, and you go, oh, shit. So they're fucking fired. They're fucking fired, chat. Glad this movie fit. No, again, it covers all the bases. I mean, everyone, in the beginning, who would have thought, chat? Surprise racism against Hispanic and Latino people. I did not think that. You didn't think when you first, when you look at this movie, it's like, oh shit, look at that, sneaking that in there a little bit. It's the penis, it's not penis. That's what they expected. That's what they're expecting. And eventually it's all figured out. The police chief, he goes up there to talk to the fake Wilson sisters, the Wayans brothers. And he's like, they're like, hello, the beautiful chocolate man is here, Brittany. And he goes, all right, cut the fucking racist shit, you idiots. And they're like, oh, sorry, sir. It's like, what the hell were you guys thinking? You could have blown this entire operation. And they're trying to tell the police chief, it's like, no, sir. It's not this one guy you've been tracking in the past year and a half. We think it's Kevin McAllister's dad. And he's like, I don't want to hear. You two are fired. Get the fuck out. Turn your badges and whatever you have to me right now and your weapons. And I'm like, sir, it's like, no excuses. And he leaves, chat. And then the Wayans brothers, they get into an argument. Like, Marlon Wayans like, fucking you, Shawn, I'm always going with you on these crazy escapades and schemes. Today, in the span of like 2 hours, my marriage is ruined and I lost my job. Fuck you, man. And but it's quickly fixed like that, chat. And they're driving, because they're still in the same goddamn car. And so while they're driving, Shawn Wayans basically says, yeah, I'm sorry. I was selfish, and I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't force you to do that. We should just go ahead and tell the police chief what we know. We should just calm, and then we'll work on some other stuff. And Marlon Wayans goes, that's all I needed, so we continue the movie now. And it's like, I forgive you for everything, brother. Everything's fine. But we're gonna do this, as you always say, by ourselves. We don't need no backup, chat. And that's what they're going to do. Also, chat, we cut to another scene. Kevin McAllister's dad is indeed revealed to be the serial kidnapper, chat. And chat, not only that, he's evil as shit, but he's also working with the Dude Bros. The Dude Bros are also evil too, because they're like wannabe like CW actors, chat. It's kind of what they're supposed to be. And they're like, haha, they're drinking fucking whiskey, chat, and smoking cigars, and they got a fire. First of all, they have like a literal fucking fire going in downtown Los Angeles, like a fireplace. Like it's summer. It's summer. You would not be having an open fucking fire in downtown LA in the middle of summer. That is bullshit. Like, no, it's just so stereotypical, like evil lair and shit. It doesn't matter. And they're gonna do their big scheme at the last part of the charity auction. That's what it's gonna be. And the Wayans brothers figured, like, okay, this is where it's going to happen. This is where the kidnapping of the Wilson sisters is going to occur. So we're going to catch them in an act and to prove what everything has been going down. And so they somehow are able to get the resources again to create their costumes, their whiteface chat. And they show up. There's the Wilson sisters and the trio of girls there. It's like, oh, guys, we just want to let you know we entered you into the pageant, because it's like a runway show chat. And it was like, you're in the pageant. Like, oh, really? And they get them in there. And the goddamn McAllister sisters are very upset, because usually they've always been a part of the runway show chat, but the Wilson sisters, they're the hot stuff and you're not. That's what the very ostentatious gay fashion designer says, chat. And we get fucking dumb scene of the McAllister sisters clearly not realizing that this man is very gay, and they're just grinding on him. He's like, oh, we can show you a good time later. And he's like, honey, you are barking up the wrong goddamn tree. And so they change the Wayans brothers in the various costumes. Everyone sits down. Marlon Wayans' wife has infiltrated the party chat with her best friend. They're like eating all the food and stealing all the champagne. They're like, that's all they're doing, chat. The whole thing starts, and we get like a protracted comedic gag bit where the Wayans brothers don't know how to walk down a runway, and so they're doing the woo, oh, like all that shit, wearing various clothes. But then the real Wilson sisters are also there, chat, and they too have been entered into the runway show. And so we go, oh, we're getting some mix up, because then we have like Shawn Wayans with Brittany, but then we have Marlon Wayans with like Tiffany, and they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And it's all confusion, chat. But everyone's loving it, like, oh, this is fucking brilliant. Meanwhile, the McAllister sisters, chat, they want to pull a goddamn Carrie, because they don't have a single original fucking thought in their dumb skulls. And they have these like giant buckets of blood that they're going to dump on the Wayans brothers, or the Wilson sisters, who they think they're going to dump it on. Also, they've changed out some of their outfits where they're wearing these goddamn goose costumes or whatever, and it's like, oh, that's gonna be a big thing. And the Wayans brothers, they don't know fashion. They put on these goose costumes, everyone's laughing at them, like, why are they laughing at us? I don't understand. Then all of a sudden, chat, the trio of good friends that we follow throughout the movie, they see that the Wilson sisters, they did that mean prank on the Wayans brothers, like, that is so mean, and they have those buckets of blood from Carrie. We weren't gonna let them do that. And so the one chat, the cute one, she goes to the wench where it's where they have like this the I don't know, the fucking I don't know, the hanging crosswalk or balcony. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's the thing that's hanging up there. And she's like, I'm gonna fucking give them some of their own medicine shit. And she fucking just lets that thing go, and they just fucking fall. Boom! They hit that stage. They both be dead or seriously injured. The way in which they landed on that thing, they would have like collapsed lung. Ribs would have been cracked, pierced their lungs and intestines, shit. They'd be coughing up blood. They would have suffocated there. And those trio of three friends, they'd be fucking in jail right now. But it's okay. They didn't, because they get up, they're fine. But oh no, the buckets of blood that fall on them, and they're like, ah, and they're all very sad about it. And also, all the Wilson, both the Wayans brothers and the Wilson sisters are on the stage too. Everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And that's when Kevin McAllister's dad's like, go ahead and do it. And then, shall we get a Chinese-themed runway show? And we get the Chinese dragon, and it's, ooh, fireworks and everything. It's like, whoa, it's so distracting. But he goes around the Wilson sisters and the Wayans brothers. But fucking, wait a minute. What happened? Because one of the Wayans brothers and Wilson sisters, they got taken out. And so I think it's like Marlon Wayans, or maybe it's Shawn Wayans. I don't know, it doesn't matter at this point. Shawn Wayans, he's like, what happened to you, man? Where are you? And I guess he just, those people underneath that goddamn dragon costume, they were just too tough for either Marlon or Shawn Wayans. And he fucking dives in there, he beats up the dragon chat, and it's revealed to be the Dude Bros, the two Dude Bros. One who tried to roofie We gave the roofie to Terry. Oh, I forgot to follow up with Terry Crews, chat. My mistake. So remember Terry Crews when he took that goddamn roofie early in the movie? So he fucking takes it and he just has to fucking dance. And we get like a really good dance scene with Terry Crews. He's doing a really good job. Also, he has sex with the person who gave him the roofie. So that's a little bit of comeuppance, chat. I actually appreciate that. And they're like, they're screaming, chat, because this is the gay joke. Now we're back here. And so everyone starts fighting. Kevin McAllister goes, fuck it, I'm gonna kill everybody! It's like, you could have not done that. You could have actually just played it safe the entire time. But he gets his fucking gun. He just starts shooting random people. It's like, okay, everything's just fucked up. Eventually, like the one dude, bro, he gets the shit kicked out of him by Shawn Wayans, I think. I think the reporter lady is threatened at one point by him. He kicks a shot at him. But Marlon Wayans' life is in danger. Oh no, Marlon Wayans. And, fucking bug on me? There was a bug on me, Chuck. Oh, was there a bug on me? Oh, God. I'm fine. I think I was okay. I think I'm good. Thought there was a bug. I felt something creepy crawling on me, chat. So where are we? Oh, yeah. So fucking Kevin McAllister's dad is just about to shoot Marlon Wayans, but then who comes up to save him, chat? Someone to redeem his lack of honor. It is Terry. It's like Some Like It Hot, except bad. It's Terry Crews, chat. He fucking runs up there and he takes a goddamn bullet for Marlon Wayans, or he thinks one of the Wilson sisters. He fucking goes, that was good. And then fucking Shawn Wayans, he just shoots the shit out of Kevin McAllister like multiple times. Kevin McAllister's dad is dead. The Wilson, not the Wilsons, but the McAllister sisters, they're poor now because their dad is a fucking criminal. And Terry Crews, like, he's giving his last gasp. He's like, oh man, I just want to make sure you're okay, my little white lily flower. He's like, and then fucking Marlon Wayans is like, listen, man, I'm not who you think I am. He's like, no, we all are what we think we are. It's what we choose to do is what defines us. Doing the goddamn Batman Begins speech. I know you do. You're doing that speech from fucking Batman Begins. And but eventually, like, no, man, let me show you. And he takes off the mask, and it's revealed to be Marlon Wayans. Terry Crews is like, oh my god, I had no idea. You're not a, and he's like, I'm not a woman. But Terry Crews just goes, you're not white. Like he has no problem. Like, whether it be a man, it's like, no, the fact that he's just not white. That's the thing that's like, oh my god. And he says a very racist term. The deception. The betrayal. He uses a very, like, old age racist term to Marlon Wayans. He's like, all right, fuck you, man. But fucking Terry Crews, he hooks up with the Wilson sisters, and I'm sure that relationship is not going to go well. He's going to get fucking Me Too, chat. That's what's going to happen. Dark's another 5 biddies. Thank you. Kevin's dad died for banging him too many times. That's true. He finally got his comeuppance, chat. Inevitable. And so everyone's happy because the kidnapping ring was broken up, and the angry police chief, he reinstated. Also, the 2 other FBI agents, chat, who are creepy and weird, they help the Wayans brothers, and they get their jobs back. And the Wayans brothers get their jobs back. Marlon Wayne talked to his wife, and he says, I've learned as a woman how much you do for me, even though she has not done shit for him, chat. She's just harassed him and accused him of so many things. I mean, he should have been honest with her, I'll give you that. But she's not a good person either. He's like, I want to respect you, and she fucking forgives him, because we're at this point in the movie, chat, everyone has to forgive each other. But we got one more little coda here, which also, again, not earned whatsoever. It's so fucked up. The reporter lady, she goes up to Shawn Wayans, and Shawn Wayans goes, hi. So I've been lying to you like the first time I met you. Like the very first, like I've been lying to you that entire time over the past several days. But do you forgive me and do you want to be like girlfriend, boyfriend? She goes, hell yeah, I do. It's like, what the fuck? What? No, this is her. But about chat, we got one last scene. And it's between the Wayans brothers and the trio of girls. And they go over to, I just want to tell you guys that we really liked you as the Wilson sisters better than the actual Wilson sisters. I'm gonna go, we thank you. That's very kind of you to say. And they're like, but are you gonna go away forever now? Are you like not gonna hang out? And he's like, no, we can definitely hang out again. Yeah, you guys have great. You taught us so much. We've taught each other so much, and they share good things. It must be the one positive thing in this movie is their relationship. And of course, the thing we have to do is go shopping. You're like, shopping, and then that's the movie, chat. That is White Chicks. It is a terrible film. They have few redeeming elements in the chat. It is incredibly racist and sexist and misogynistic, and even surprisingly racist. Like they tackle all their ethnic groups and racial groups you wouldn't even expect. It's like, oh, again, I totally forgot about the brown face in the beginning of the movie. It's like, oh, look at that. I was like, oh, well, hey, sneaking a little bit of more racism in there, chat. But no, this is the definition of a fuck you film. Aside from the one breast milk joke, which I thought was really funny, everything else just falls. Like, I mean, taking out all the racism and misogyny. At the end of the day, it's just not a funny film. None of the humor works. It's crude. It's lewd. It's offensive. It just flounders completely, chat. It's a terrible film. This is the very definition of a fuck you film. Nia Brani, I give it 4 out of 5 white women. Well, there you go, Nia Brani. We have one fan, which is totally fine. Comedy is indeed subjective. It is subjective, chat. There's no question about that. He did the good 10 biddies. I actually like this movie. I'm just goofy like that. No, it's fine. To each their own. To each their own. I'm not taking anything away from anybody. Let me go ahead and see what else. Chris Ayers, the 10 biddies. This came out a year before Batman Begins, though. Oh my God. Christopher Nolan got inspiration from fucking Marlon Wayans. Hell yeah, man. He watched White Chicks. He's like, okay, there's something here. I can use this. I can definitely use this. Oh my God.